This creepypasta is called Circle. Alright people, I'm here because I need your help. I haven't got a lot of time, and it'll be dark soon, you see. But I know that 4chan is generally the place to go when you need something or someone found in a short amount of time. All I need is a name. It's too late for me, and I won't be able to do much, except pass on the name. That's the key. That's the key to staying alive, is the name. Reminds me of Doctor Who, right? Every time the doc figures out the name of the thing, what it is, it stops in its tracks. And he says something witty or figures out how to beat it. Or at least he gets to run away with a sidekick. Damn, Doctor Who. That's just nerdy as fuck. It's a nerdy as fuck reference at a time like this, but I'm just frazzled. The sun's going down, then it will come for me. It started last summer. I just got my bachelor's degree in philosophy. Sounds like a fucking waste of money, but I already had a job lined up, so lucky me, I guess. And my half-brother and his girlfriend and I were road tripping all over Europe. We're all spoiled, rich, white kids. Except my half-brother's girlfriend, Sarah, she's a spoiled, rich, and Greek. Anyway, we did the whole damn thing, starting in England and France, and all around the whole continent. And it was really cool, an amazing experience, even if it ate up a lot of money. We planned to end the trip in Greece, where Dave, and that's my half-brother, and his girlfriend's family owned some estate on an island. She and Dave kept joking about hooking me up with one of her cousins, and I was getting pretty excited for it. Plus, I really had gotten into my major, and Greek mythology, so I was hoping to learn all sorts of cool stuff, and maybe see some ruins. I saw them all alright, and I wish I fucking had it, but I'll get there. So we get to the island and we meet Sarah's family, and her cousins are hot, alright? Fucking gorgeous, but they don't want anything to do with me. In fact, they seem more interested in Dave, which pisses off Sarah more than anything else. So she decides to use me as an excuse to get Dave away from them, and go see some caves on the other side of the island, which hurts my chance with these fabulous Greek ladies even more. But hell, I'm a nerd. Caves are cool and I wanted to see them, so off we go. And when we get there, it's everything you expect. The beaches were all white sands, beautiful and sunny. These caves were volcanic or something, I don't know, but the rock was all black and shiny, like perfect photo contrast. Anyway, Sarah is leading the way, chatting us up the whole time, linking to Dave. I can tell they're getting all romantic, and they never really wanted me along in the first place. I had just been an excuse to get away, so I decided to do the polite thing. I know. You never go off alone in a scary movie or that shit, but I was on a tiny, beautiful sunny island in Greece. Couldn't have been more than a square mile, and I had a flashlight. So as David and Sarah stay in the main chamber of the cave, sucking face, I flicked on my flashlight and head deeper into the caves. I can tell it's kind of veering off to the right and down a little, but I wasn't worried. See, that's the big difference. In horror movies and scary stories, you always get worried before the bad stuff happens, but I didn't. There were no hairs standing up, no goosebumps, just calm. And I could still breathe just fine, and I could just walk fine. I was just crouching down a little, and then suddenly, the floor was gone. I fell for a few seconds into pitch blackness. I hit the ground hard. I will find out later that I fractured my tailbone, but at the time, it was just a dull hurt. I had fallen on what felt like a bunch of dry sticks, and had dropped the flashlight. Still, I wasn't panicking yet. The flashlight had been on for those super sturdy mag lights, and I was sure I could find it. That kind of confidence, my friends, is rewarded. My fingers closed around the cool metal of the light, and I'll admit, there was a brief moment where I was afraid to turn it on. I murmured a quick little prayer to whoever was listening. I let my thumb pause a while before pushing down on the rubber button. The flashlight flicked on right away, but I almost wish it hadn't, because I could see the floor all around me, and what had felt like old, dry sticks. It was bones. Really old bones. I mean, like the ones that could have been Socrates' bones. That's how old they are, crunching away underneath me. After about a minute, I got over my panic and started to look around a little objectively. There were a lot of bones, enough to cover the floor of the 10-foot by 10-foot space. The walls were thick black and the same volcanic material as the rest of the cave, except for one point. About 5 feet off the ground was something had been painted on a wall in red. A circle, just a harmless, unobtrusive circle. Albeit one that was painted in a dulled crimson that almost had to be human blood. I suppressed a shiver and walked over towards it, my feet crunching on them bones, them dry bones. Haha, I get right up close to it. I shine my light on it, and still, it looks innocent enough, just out of place. So I reach my finger up and gently tap the red circle. Then I felt it. All of the fear and anguish and horror that I should have felt when I first fell into this place. I could feel something like blood and screams and pain washed over the walls of that tiny chamber like layers of paint. And before long, I realized it was me who was screaming. Not for help, but just in this guttural, caveman fear. Dave and Sarah found me almost right away. I don't really remember them showing up or pulling me out of that place, but I must have been screaming right up until they pulled me out, because for the rest of the trip, they kept asking me what I'd seen. I couldn't tell them about the circle, I just don't know why. Whenever they asked, I just say bones. I saw bones, and for the most part, they left me alone. They had each other, and the trip ended 2 days later. I was incredibly relieved to get on that plane because since I had gotten out of that cave, I hadn't been able to sleep. I'm not that kind of guy who can go days without sleep. Hell, I don't even like to stay up late. But the night after I got out of the cave, I just laid in my bed awake, unable to move, just feeling anxious all over. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt a need to tear them open right away. The second night after the cave, the night before we left for home, was way worse. It wasn't just anxiety anymore, it was that feeling that something was making me feel anxious. My eyes would scan the darkness constantly, obsessed with the feeling that there was some entity creeping along the edges of my vision, hunting me and watching me. I never saw anything, no monsters, I just felt it. But the second I stepped foot on that plane, I felt safe and secure. I slept the whole 10 hours home, and felt well rested enough to forget about the whole ordeal. Until it caught up to me. I don't know exactly how much time passed, and it could have been more than 2 weeks. And by then, I honestly had forgotten about the creepiness. I had just started a management position at an office owned by a friend from college, and was adjusting pretty well to all the money I was going to be making. Life was looking up, and I was happy, and all was well. Yada yada yada, and then it caught up to me. The first night was the same, just anxiety, worry, the ability to sleep. I was concerned, but I figured I was replaying the experience or was just adjusting to work or something. I tried to shut it off rationally from my mind and get over it, and the night after, I even got a little sleep. Of course, the third night, the anxiety was back with a vengeance, and I sat in bed all night, lights on, looking and listening for something that was out there, hunting. That was 2 weeks ago. I know you don't believe me, ignoring all the monster stuff. A person can't go that long without sleep, but I must have. I can account for every single minute that passed these last 2 weeks. During the day, I'm fine. I did take naps, and that's probably what saved me, but every night, the anxiety would get stronger and stronger, and the feeling that something was there would overwhelm me. I knew it now, knew it was something tangible. Existing monster. But I just couldn't know what it was. If I could find out what it was, and what it looked like, and what it wanted, I could stop it, or fight it, or run. Who am I kidding? I know what it wants. It wants me. And even with a name, I won't be able to fight it. But maybe, if I find out what it is before it gets me, I'll write its name on my walls, or draw a circle. Time now. Anyway, the sun set, and I could feel it. Tonight is the night. It's hungry.